Hi, I'm Scott. Welcome to Prepared in Detroit. Today, we're going to talk about knives. Survivalists love them. But the problem is they're not always choosing the right knife. For example, a lot of them are going to carry this. Great knife, made by Gerber. Both sides, really sharp. Requires a boot and a bar. This, very nice, elegant, awesome for filleting fish. Not that good for much else. Then we get this. Oh, the Combat Ready Vet. Well, it also requires it be on the end of a rifle and it be 1918 and you're in a trench ready to charge someone. And of course, if you need to dismember somebody, hide a zombie body, or decapitate something, this might come in handy. Technically, it does have a blade. The knife that I've always used is this, a Swiss Army knife. I've spent 4 years in the Army, including 2 years as a paratrooper, and this was the knife that I carried. Oh, I've met all of the guys, all the people with the Rambo knives with the matches inside and the compass on the end. Those are pieces of crap to begin with. This is the knife that I carried. Everyone always made fun of me, and then everyone borrowed it, because it can do everything. This is the knife that I like. I think that it provides more practical purpose than any single fixed blade knife you're going to have. It's going to last longer and do more things for you than you'll ever get out of a simple knife. Just have your car break down one time and find one hose clamp that you need to tighten and then pull out your boot knife and try to do it. It's not going to get done. The key to a Swiss Army knife, and a good one, is that it's lightweight, that it's easy to carry, and the fact that it has so many purposes. This one is fantastic. You have everything. You can open bottles. You can open cans. You can cut paper, you can cut thread, you can cut cloth. This is great for cutting rope, the smaller blade. The larger blade, which includes a serrated edge, is also great for just cutting things. You're going to use a knife more to fix things and to work on the fly than you're ever going to be using it to defend something. One of the most useful things I found with this and why I carried it in the 82nd was because of this saw blade. One of the things that I'm pretty good at is setting up trip lines and trip wires. What you need with that are notches and sticks. This is excellent for doing just that. It'll also cut a hole in the floor. It'll also get you out of a tough jam when you really need it. Then there's things like a leather punch and a corkscrew. Well, the corkscrew I've used more than you can imagine because I like to drink wine. Inserted inside of that is the tiny screwdriver, which is basically used for fixing eyeglasses or electronics, which is something that can come in handy. The leather punch I've never used, and the loop and turn thing, which lets you pull things out through holes, I've never used. But give me time, I guess I will. The other most important thing you should have with a knife is a dummy cord. This is a pretty simple one. You tie it to the loop, you add a small carabine clip, and hook it to your belt loop. You're never going to lose it. That's why when I did have a big knife when I was in the 82nd, the first thing that happened was when I jumped out of an airplane, the knife came out of the sheath and fell. Fortunately, it didn't hit anybody. Now, there are alternatives. One of the things to consider is a Leatherman, and this is very popular. And I like the Leatherman. It gives you really nice needle nose pliers. But other than that, there's not that much use. The only thing I've used on this is the blade, which is a nice sharp blade, and it's actually a thicker steel than the Swiss Army knife, but you also have to know its limits. It has a few other screwdriver pieces and a couple of pokey pieces, and the file is actually very nice on the Leatherman. But I find that its versatility is kind of stuck to a mechanical thing. This is the kind of instrument that I would probably put in a bug-out bag in the car if you have an emergency kit in your car. This is an excellent thing to have, but I would still carry this with me. Furthermore, if you think about it, if you're always carrying this and you have this in your vehicle, now you'll have two tools to choose from. Now, the last Swiss Army knife that I have is the Mega Swiss Army knife. This is actually the IT version, which comes with a full set of sprockets and screwdrivers. I've used this to fix things around the house. Each one, there's 8 total heads to use on it. Then, it doesn't have the saw, but it does have a regular blade. And one of the more interesting things is it comes with its own pliers. These are more kind of like tweezer pliers than anything else. You obviously, you're not going to undo a lug nut on your car with them, but for around the house, I think that they're excellent to have. Of course, there's scissors, and it also has a small screwdriver and a corkscrew. One of the other things that's nice to have is it comes with its own ballpoint pen. And of course, it's, Swiss Army knives are known for their toothpicks and their tweezers and all of those other little pieces of things that come in handy. And I've used most of the tools on here. And I find that they're durable, they last long, and you never have a problem with it. One of the problems I did run into at one point with my Swiss Army knife is it got gunked up, and it became really difficult to use all of the pieces inside. I couldn't open it, and what I wound up doing was soaking the entire knife in WD-40 and then cleaned it in my dishwasher. While my wife might not have been very happy with that, I was with the final results, as now, once again, it works smooth as silk. Well, that ends our first discussion about knives. I'm Scott with Prepared in Detroit. Thanks for watching.